All right, we are live. Week 15 NFL picks. We're back here with Jordan Gledhill. And so it was a crazy week last week. I feel like I've been saying that like for the past like 4 weeks now. It's just been crazy.
There was always a couple games that kind of shock you.
Yeah, Gledhill did good, man. 11-5 and 8-8 last week. So I mean, through 2 weeks. I mean, unfortunately, you came a little late, but you in 2 weeks you've 19-13, not bad. So
Yeah, it would be 20-12 had it not been for that miracle in Miami. So.
oh yeah, man. We'll get into that. There's been some crazy
Yeah,
stuff
holy
and
cow, man.
yeah, there's a lot to get off there's a lot to get off the chest for this week for sure, and we're almost there. So we are doing. I forgot to mention this, but this year we talked, and so we are gonna do a playoffs this year for picks, and we're basically gonna have a tournament. So the highest, whoever has the best record at the end is based on seeding, and for wild card and divisional round, we'll have one play four, two plays three, kind of like fantasy football, and whoever gets the most games right out of those 2 weeks will move on to the next round and face obviously whoever wins that round, who wins that part of the bracket. And basically, if you have a tie record, we were gonna say that the person with the highest seed moves on, or how we're gonna do it.
Maybe everyone can prick scores for the games.
Yeah, or the scores. We would do scores too. Who had the closer score too. Eric, give me your predictions for Saints going into the last few games. Well, I think they're definitely going to clinch first round bye. I think they're going to win out. I mean, who do they got this week?
Let me look. Well, this week they have the Panthers.
They have the Panthers twice, and then they have someone else.
The Steelers.
Steelers. Yeah, I think they'll clinch. They'll definitely finish 14-2. So that shouldn't be.
Those division games against the Panthers can get a little bit salty.
They swept them last year though, and they weren't as good. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so we should have the full squad back next week. I'll be back home in Fort Worth with Gage and Taylor. We can probably get together with that, and then we can call Gledhill on the phone. We'll have the whole squad back next week. So getting into these games, we have the first game, Thursday Night Football, Los Angeles Chargers at Kansas City Chiefs. Yep. I'll go ahead and start. I'm gonna go with the Chargers for the upset. Okay. I'm gonna pick the Chargers, and that would put them first in the AFC West now, right? Well, they'd be tied, but
the Chargers would have the tiebreaker. They would be tied. They would be 11-3. So
okay, they'd be the tiebreaker. Yeah, I had the Chargers 34-31. I think it's gonna be a shootout in Arrowhead. Yeah. I feel like last time they played, they were in obviously Los Angeles, but it was the first game of the season. It was 38-28, and yeah, it was a good game. And I feel like, hold on a second, hold up. Bro, Kansas City ain't losing, Eric. Hold on, Trenton. Yo, call Gage. Because he just updated me. The Gage is gonna join us. So Trent,
I'm on 5%, just letting you know.
Okay, I can plug you in, it's all good. Do you still have it from last week when I called him? 266. Yeah, I think this is him. All right, I'm calling Gage, guys, currently, because he's joining us. So we can do these picks with him. Trent, why do you think Kansas City is going to win? I want to know your opinion, bro.
Hello.
Hey, Gage. You just joined in time. We just started, bro.
Oh, that's good.
You can say hi to You can say hi to everybody.
What's up, guys?
All right, so we were just talking about the Kansas City game. And I picked the Chargers in the upset, and I was just kind of giving my brief summary. I said last time they played in L.A., and it was the first game of the season, 38-28. But I feel like this time the Chargers are hot right now, and a lot of people were sleeping on them all season. So I feel like the Kansas City are going to get a little slice of humble pie in this game, and the Chargers are going to win 34-31. So who do you have?
Let me see. I got the Chiefs winning 34-27. It is at home, and both teams are dealing with backfield injuries. So at some point, by the early second half, I think this will turn into a pure passing duel between Patrick Mahomes and Phillip Rivers. So I think Tyreek Hill will do great against the Chargers, and I think Mahomes' magic will shine at home, of course. And I think this defense will overachieve, and yeah, I just think the Chiefs will win this game. Actually, 34-27, close game.
I think we were really seeing how good defenses are in the league the past few weeks, because obviously the Cowboys got a big win over the Saints a couple weeks ago with their defense, and then the Bears shut down the Rams last week or this past week on Sunday Night Football, 6 points, and then we saw that the Ravens gave the Chiefs problems on defense. So it really shows you that the teams going into the playoffs, it could be a defensive team that wins the Super Bowl. It could be a sleeper. So you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out for that. But this is obviously, I don't think this is gonna be a defensive game at all. This is gonna be a shootout. So it's a matter of who wants it more. And Gage has Kansas City. What about you, Glenn Hill?
Yeah, so this is the last Thursday night game of the year. And these are actually the only two teams in the league that have scored at least 20 points in every game this season.
Wow.
And of course, there are injuries in the backfield for both teams. Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler are both out for the Chargers. Spencer Ware's out for the Chiefs right now. Should be a pass-heavy game. Phil Rivers has gone without a pick for 3 straight games. Really, I think it could come down to defense. The Chiefs' pass defense ranks dead last in the NFL right now. Meanwhile, the Chargers have the 7th best pass defense. But the Chiefs have won 9 straight against the Chargers, and home teams are 11-2 at home this year on Thursday Night Football.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so the Chargers can actually tie the Chiefs in the division with a win, and they would hold the tiebreaker. And the Chiefs really they have a tough game against Seattle next week, so this is really a big one for them. I think the Chiefs are gonna get it in the end, 38-35. But it should be a really, really exciting game.
It will be. I'm excited. Thursday night games have been getting good. After the first half of the season, they were kind of, crappy, but we'll see. All right, next game. Oh, we have 2 Saturday games this weekend. It's kind of cool. We have 2 Saturday games. The first one is at 3:30. Houston Texans at New York Jets. I'll let you start this one, Gage.
All right, cool. I got the Texans winning it 26-10. I think the Texans cooled off against the Colts last week. But they'll go back to a simple game plan of heavy traditional running, setting up Deshaun Watson to make big plays as both passer and scrambler. The Jets will be grounded, and Sam Darnold will make some big mistakes, of course. This Houston defense is, I think it's pretty underrated, but I think it's a pretty solid defense. I feel like they'll get an easy win. So we got Texans winning 26-10.
All right, so the Texans just snapped their 6-game losing streak with a win over the Bills. The Jets just snapped their 6-game losing streak, and the Texans just lost their 9-game winning streak. So both streaks were just snapped last week. 2 bright young QBs will be facing off as Deshaun Watson travels out to play rookie Sam Darnold. Might be the Texans' first cold weather game this year, so I guess we'll see how they fare there on the road. I think it'll be a lot closer than people think, but ultimately I'm going to take the Texans in the end here. I expect Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt to get after Sam Darnold. The Texans do have the 5th best rush defense in the league right now. And the last top 5 rush defense to play the Jets was the Bears, and it left the Jets very one-dimensional. But yeah, I do like the Texans in this one. It'll be 23-20, so a lot closer than we think.
I have this one. Yeah, I have Houston back on track after a 9-game winning streak was snapped by the Colts. A little salty about that pick because I was gonna pick the Colts as their loss, but then once I saw they got shut out by the Jaguars, I didn't think that they could actually go into. Did they play in Indy or did they play in Houston? I forgot.
You say last week?
Last week.
I think
they played in Indy.
I think they did. Yeah.
Either way, I thought that Houston would have got their first loss in a while. But they didn't, and I changed my pick. I should have just stuck with my gut. So
Was that Houston, by the way?
What was that?
Is that Houston?
Yeah. Was it at Houston? Oh, it was at Houston.
Yeah, was that Houston? Yeah, it was at Houston.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was still gonna pick the Colts either way, but after that Jaguars game, I didn't think they could do it. But yeah, they did it, man, and Houston got beat. So I think this game is gonna be a lot more higher scoring than people think. I feel like Sam Darnold overall is going to ruin this game for the Jets. I think he's going to throw like a couple picks, and that Houston defense is going to get rolling on him. I think Houston's going to pull away in this one, and I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game for the Jets at least, 30-21 Houston. So yeah, Gage, how are you feeling after that terrible 5-11 week?
Oh my God, dude! Nothing was going right for me. Everyone was, the Panthers, and who else did I get
the
wrong
Vikings.
in that game? Yeah, it was not just a good week for me, but I'll pull off the comeback. I'll make the upset. I'll still win it. Still got 4 more weeks of this, so 3 more weeks of this.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, how we were talking about the playoffs coming up, and if the higher seed you have is the best, because if you're the highest seed, then you play the worst person. So
Ooh,
and
that's good for me.
and also, so Eric Harrison is pulling away. He came out of nowhere. This man was in last place, and now he's in first by 2 games over Taylor, and you are 4 games behind him, and then I'm 2 games behind you. So it's looking like it's going to come down to Eric and Taylor, but we'll see what happens. All right. Anyways, next game, we have the Cleveland. Oh, it's another Saturday game.
Yep.
It's 7:20. Cleveland Browns at Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Gledhill, you want to start this one?
Sweet, yeah. So this is gonna be a really interesting matchup. Both these teams have very slim playoff chances at this point. So I think the loser is gonna be basically eliminated from contention after this one. So both teams are playing pretty good football over the last month. They've each has won 3 of their last 4 games. The Broncos did just lose to the 49ers. That was a tough one for them.
Oh, that sucks, man.
They've struggled with tight ends all year, and obviously they gave up 210 yards or something to Kittle.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to take the Broncos in this one. The Browns have lost 5 of their last 6 road games. It'll depend on which Broncos team we'll see, but I think they'll bounce back well from the loss. I'm going to say the Broncos win this one 31-24.
Yeah, I'm picking Denver strictly because of how good they have played in Mile High and how hard it is to win over there.
Yeah.
They've gave really good. Like I say in week in and week out that they almost beat the Rams in Denver, Mile High, and they almost beat the Chiefs in Denver, Mile High. So they're a tough team to beat. They beat the Steelers, they beat the Chargers. This team showed promise, but it's like I said, it's strictly coaching and Case Keenum turning the ball over too much. But I feel like the Browns are going to struggle, it being in Mile High. So I think that's why I'm picking Denver 28-24. I think it's going to be close, though. Gage?
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I'm going with the Broncos winning 23-17. Denver's won 11 straight games versus Cleveland, dating back to 1991. So that's also a pretty good stat. It's also at Mile High, of course. So, and I think Bradley Chubb and Von Miller are going to be a good pass rush combination against Baker Mayfield and keep him on his toes. And yeah, I think it'll be a close game, 23-17 Broncos.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Denver was on a roll. They were doing good, and I thought they might have been able to make a playoff push, but after that loss to the 49ers, it's pretty much a wrap for them. But, move on next season. All right, next game. We have Sunday, 12 o'clock, Tennessee Titans at New York Giants. I'll go ahead and start this one. You know what, Giants fans? Since y'all keep talking about how y'all are going to come back in the division and beat us week 17 and win the division and get a home field playoff game, I'm picking the Titans because it's a risk. I know it's a risk, but you know what? Either way, New York is not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make the playoffs, and if they win this game and they win out or if they win this game, they're still going to lose to us on week 17. So you know what? I'm not impressed. I mean, I'm a little impressed with New York, I guess, but I don't trust Eli Manning. I really don't. I feel like New York's not going to win 3 games in a row, especially with how bad their offensive line is. And I think Derrick Henry's going to run all over this defense. He had a big game. I'm not saying he's going to have another crazy game like he did against Jacksonville, but 4 touchdowns and 228 yards.
Well, 2 of his rushes came on. Most of his yards came on 2 rushes. So
yeah, that big beast mode type run. But I'm gonna take the Titans in an upset. I know a lot of people are gonna be picking New York this game, and y'all probably will too. But I'm gonna pick the Titans in an upset. I'm gonna say that they win 24-20, and because they're still fighting for their season. And I know New York is still technically fighting for their season, but there's too many teams ahead of New York. It will be a miracle if the New York Giants somehow sneak into the playoffs. There's too many teams ahead of them, and they already lost to Philadelphia twice, and they lost to us once, and they lost to the Redskins. So there's too many games back in the division. There's no way they're going to make the playoffs. I think Tennessee has more to fight for right now, and yeah, they're going to get a close win, 24-20. Who do you got, Gage?
Wow, I actually have to agree with you. This is actually my upset of the week. I got the Titans winning 24-20, the same score. I think the Titans would be able to run it with Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis. And I think Marcus Mariota will use his legs to buy time for Corey Davis. Odell Beckham Jr. is returning, but I just feel like Eli Manning is going to make a few more mistakes than Mariota, and that will seal the deal for a win for the Titans, 24-20.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. I have the Titans in this one as well. Yeah. So the Titans are still in the hunt for the an AFC wildcard spot, and their chances of making it just increased with the Ravens, Broncos, and Steelers all losing this past weekend. They need a big win against the Giants, but it's not going to be easy for them. Obviously, the Giants are playing their best football of the season. The Titans do have some injuries. Delaney Walker, Jonnu Smith, Jack Conklin, Brian Arakpo, and Tajay Sharp are all out right now. But who have the Giants beat over the last few weeks? They beat Nick Mullins, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Chase Daniel, and Mark Sanchez. So not exactly great, super great competition. But nonetheless, I think it's gonna be close. I think Saquon Barkley is gonna have a solid day. But Titans win this one 28-24.
All right. Well, I thought once I picked the Titans, everyone was like, "Whoa, wait, I'm picking the Giants." But hey, we all got Titans. That's a good one. All right, next game. We have the Miami Dolphins at Minnesota Vikings.
This could be interesting.
This is an interesting game. Who wants to start this? You want to start this game?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right.
So yeah, the Vikings are a really interesting spot right now. Obviously, their offense has struggled all year. They just fired their offensive coordinator, John DeFilippo, who I guess is taking the brunt of all their struggles right now. So yeah, it's really crazy what a few weeks can do. DeFilippo is one of the hottest names in the head coaching candidate pool. Just a few weeks ago, and now he's really paying the price for the offense's subpar performance all year. But anyways, they do have 3 games left between they play the Dolphins, Lions, and the Bears, and they really do need to win at least 2 of those games. And because they're going to be underdogs against the Bears, this might be close to a must-win for the Vikings. And the Dolphins have picked up 2 straight wins, are officially back in the AFC wildcard race. So they're trying to make the playoffs too. So I think this is going to be a must-watch game, really, really close. A road win for the Vikings would be huge, but it will be tough to get because they have been they are 1-5 on the road this season. But the Dolphins have been very up and down all year, and I think they lose this one. I think the firing of their offensive coordinator will kind of give them a little bit of a spark, and the Vikings win this one 26-13.
Gage?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I got Vikings winning it 27-20. I think Minnesota will look to improve its playoff push. I don't know. I'm still going to stick with the Vikings. I feel like they still got enough talent that they can make a playoff push. I just think the coaching and the quarterback just need to get on the same page with the offensive coordinator because, man, they have, fewer than 300 yards on offense in 4 of the last 5 games. That is just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just don't trust this Miami Dolphins team. Even with Ryan Tannehill doing pretty solid, I just feel like the Vikings will pull this off with their defense and with the receivers they have. So I got Vikings winning it 27-20.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have the Minnesota Vikings because this is literally a must-win game for them. They're sitting at the 6th seed with 6-1 record. They just got embarrassed on Monday Night Football against the Seattle Seahawks, and they did not look good. They literally scored in garbage time. They scored the last minute of that game, and Seattle was shutting them down. I know Seattle's a really good team, and you can give credit to that, but Kirk Cousins has just not been playing good, and he was supposed to be that guy that was going to take them to the next level. You know,
He's not worth 84. He's average.
and he's been a cancer to their offense. So, I just think it's Minnesota. They're going to get beat. They're going to get beat in the first round if they make it. They're going to get whooped, I think. And Adam Thielen, he hasn't been getting the ball like he should be, like he was earlier in the season. And, Minnesota's just kind of slowing down at this point. So, but I do think they're going to win this because this is literally a must-win game. And so I'm going to take the Vikings. I think they're going to win in a last-second touchdown. I think they're going to be down, and they're going to be driving down the field in the last minute, and they're going to get a last-second touchdown to win the game, giving the Dolphins no time to come back. 21-20.
Nice.
So, yeah. Next game, we have the Washington Redskins at Jacksonville Jaguars. Probably the worst game of the week.
Yeah, exactly. One of them.
Who do you got, Gage?
I got the Jaguars winning this 17-14, man. Low scoring game by field goal. Redskins did look good, turning to Josh Johnson as their quarterback after he played kind of well against the Giants, but it was doing kind of like garbage time. But he made like two-point conversions. Like, it looked like he was trying to come back to win the game. So I give props to that. I don't know. I think it's at Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette will finally show up in the same game. I don't know. I just got Jacksonville just barely winning this one, 17-14.
I have the Jacksonville Jaguars winning 10-7. It's going to be a low-scoring game. There's going to be no type of offense in this game at all. I think the Jaguars are going to get a pick six and a field goal, and the Redskins are going to get a strip sack fumble touchdown. So no offensive touchdowns. This is going to be a barn burner game, and yeah, this is terrible. I don't like, but I'm picking Jacksonville strictly because of they're at home and their defense is better. So I'm going to pick them. There's not really much more to say about this. Redskins season was over. Poor Alex Smith. It's just unfortunate what happened with his, broken leg, and now like that he has a disease, and they said it's as bad where he can possibly get his leg amputated. And he's not getting any younger, so it might be a wrap for his career, which sucks. But the Redskins are probably gonna have to draft a QB, so we'll see. But yeah, this is gonna be a terrible game that I really don't care. Even if Washington wins, I don't care. But I got Jaguars 10-7.
Yeah, maybe like 7 or 8 weeks ago, this would actually be a decent matchup. But right now, it's a tale of two struggles. Both teams are kind of at their low point of the season. I don't like either offense right now, but ultimately, I'll take the Jags defense in the end. So yeah, Jaguars win 23-10.
Bro, okay, is Mark Sanchez still starting, or is they going with the other guy now?
They're going with Johnson.
Okay, Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say Cody Kessler versus Mark Sanchez. That's terrible. Who would ever thought of that?
Yeah.
All right. So wait, you got Jaguars?
Funny story. Josh Johnson actually learned his teammates' names playing Madden last week before their game. That's how he learned his teammates' names.
Jeez.
Learned to Madden.
Oh my God.
Well, that's
He played okay though, so it should be interesting.
Hey.
This isn't my not gonna watch game of the week. We'll get to that later, but
yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. There's some other bad games coming up too.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
anyways, so we all got Jaguars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, next game. We got the Cowboys going on the road against Indy after a 3-game home stretch. And Dallas either needs to win one out of the next 3 to clinch the division, or the Eagles or the Redskins have to lose. So we're probably going to clinch it this week. If not, definitely next week. And yeah, so Gage, I'll let you start this off because of the Cowboys.
Oh, man. I'm going to be a little bit biased, and this is why I got us winning this game 27-24 field goal. I think this will be an interesting game. Cowboys won't mess around offensively. I think they will just stick with Ezekiel Elliott in the run game. Please, Jason Garrett, please stick to the run game. Stop giving it to Dak Prescott in the red zone. But I feel like once this run game does open up, deep shots will also open up for Dak Prescott to Amari Cooper. And I got this defense will be more bending than breaking against Andrew Luck. And they have a cornerback, Byron Jones, who's playing out of his mind to keep T.Y. Hilton in check. Dallas will turn this into more, of a ground-and-pound game. And this doesn't play well for Indy, so that's why I got us winning 27-24.
Yeah, I would totally agree. The Cowboys, I'm going to take the Cowboys in this game as well because their run game has been so much more effective than the Colts. I think the Colts might be a little bit one-dimensional in this game because they haven't been able to run the ball that well. So the keys for the Cowboys, you can't leave points on the table. Like last week, they got lucky that they came out with a win there. The Eagles also got lucky that it wasn't, the loss wasn't worse, but the Cowboys definitely got lucky they didn't lose there. So and also Zeke needs to wear the sleeves again.
Dak and
Oh, yeah.
Zeke are 5-0 with the sleeves.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys 24-21.
Okay.
So.
Before I pick this game, I need to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles game because you know me, I gotta address the. I should just start making separate videos on the whole Cowboys games because literally, like, I always have something to say about at least something. There's always something going on. So let's first of all talk about how we didn't blow the hell out of this team. Like, we were in the red zone 4 times. We were in the red zone 4 times, and we only managed to get 3 field goals, and one of them was a pick. Because why? Because we didn't give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott in the red zone. And when we did give it to him, it was a run off the shotgun, not even behind center. So I don't understand how you're going to drive down the field with moving the ball, giving the ball to Zeke, doing everything right, and then when you get in the red zone, you just totally change it up. Like, why don't you just keep pounding them? Like, this should have been an easy game to win. Not taking anything from Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz played really good in the fourth quarter. They were playing like he was playing like the Carson Wentz of last year when he was in the MVP in the fourth quarter because they would score, we would score right back. It was a matter of who got it, and Amari Cooper ended up coming through. But Scott Linehan is definitely out of here this. If we make the playoffs, Jason Garrett's probably not gonna leave or probably get fired, even though I want him to. But Scott Linehan is definitely going. That's no question. He's out of there. When you're a quarterback and has to change up the play and give it to Amari Cooper, because Amari Cooper was complaining about, hey, look, I'm open, like give me that route, and Dak Prescott had to audible it and change the play, and that's when they got that 75-yard touchdown on that first play after Philadelphia scored in the fourth quarter. So I like that. I like how Dak is taking control of it. He didn't play. Okay, he didn't play good in the beginning of this game, but the fourth quarter, stats don't lie. 17 from 20, 17 for 20. Only missed 3 incompletions, and he threw 3 touchdowns to Amari Cooper, and he had 250-something yards, and his QBR was red hot. So he's doing things when it matters, and that's why you can't really say that Dak Prescott isn't the guy just yet. You have to see him under another coaching staff because he was able to make adjustments that last quarter, and he was getting Amari Cooper involved, and he was just being a leader in that last 4-minute quarters. I know, we were mad. Me and Gage were really mad when he was playing so bad. He overthrew Gallup, and he overthrew Gallup twice. One was a pick. He tried to force it to Amari Cooper early. But you know what? He kept his composure, and he let us down, and he answered back to everything Philly threw at us in that fourth quarter, and we got to win, and all that matters. And there was terrible calls on both sides of the ball, but we got it done. So, bad calls on both sides, but Dak Prescott stepped up when it mattered, and that's exactly why I'm not giving up on him just yet. I need to see him under another coaching staff, and if he wasn't able to adjust like that, then I would have been like, okay, well, we probably need to move on. But he adjusted, he played great, and we're winning. We're winning, which is all that matters right now. We're winning games. We're finding a way to win games. All right, so that's it. That's it.
Nice,
now,
right.
going in. Now, moving on to the the Colts game. So, the Colts just beat a red-hot 9-game winning streak, Houston Texans. Dallas Cowboys, like I said, they need to win 1 out of their next 3 to clinch the division, or Philly has to lose, or Redskin has to lose. So, we're probably going to get it this week. Either way, we lose this game, it doesn't matter. We're winning the division, we're fine. I'm pumped for the playoffs. I'm looking forward to the playoffs, but I think we're going to beat the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, but I'm saying that because I'm not picking against the Dallas Cowboys defense right now. They're playing great. You have to give credit to Philly, for picking up in that fourth quarter, but pretty much the whole game, we were shutting down Carson Wentz, making him inaccurate on his throws. We were all over him we were sacking him. We were playing good. We were containing him. And, I can't pick against this defense right now. And last time we played the Indianapolis Colts, our defense was worse, and we beat them 42-7. 42-7. And I know we're kind of sketchy on the road, but I think we're going to get a big win. Defense is going to shut him down. Andrew Luck obviously is playing a lot better than Dak Prescott with touchdown passes wise and everything else. But I feel like we're gonna win, and I feel like our defense is gonna come through. I think we're gonna actually do pretty solid. I think we're gonna win 23-14, not give up that many points, and yeah. So I'm 3-10 now. I'm picking Cowboys games. The only 3 games I've gotten right. our division games: the Giants games, the Redskins game, and last week Eagles game. So I need to prove that this curse does not continue without division games. And I got the Cowboys 23-14. I think we're going to get a win. And if we lose, then, it's not going to be that bad. We have won 5 in a row. So, I mean, this could be a game. If we're going to lose a game, this is the game we're going to probably lose.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to – I still think we're going to win 23-14. Who do you got?
No?
I already picked that game.
You did?
Cowboys, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I was last.
Cowboys.
I was last. All right. And Amari Cooper, man, what a game, dude. What a
Oh
game.
my God.
Thank you. Thank you, Oakland Raiders. Thank you, John Gruden. I actually don't hate you as much anymore because you gave us Amari Cooper. All right. Anyways, we've been talking about this game for a while. Let's move on. Next game, we have another game that probably no one is going to watch. The Oakland Raiders at Cincinnati Bengals. Gledhill, you can start this game.
Yeah, this is my officially my not gonna watch game of the week. Bengals have failed to score over 21 points through the course of their 5-game winning streak, and the Raiders, of course, are
5-game losing streak. You mean?
losing streak? Yeah.
Yeah.
Say winning streak. Yeah. The Raiders, of course, they just fired their general manager, who really was just a figurehead. We know Gruden's calling the shots up there. So their dysfunction just continues. I don't know who to pick in this game. I'm gonna take the Bengals 19-17, just because it is in Cincinnati. But I don't know. I'm not gonna watch this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals 13-10. It's gonna be a really boring game. I know the Oakland Raiders just came off of a big win against Pittsburgh Steelers, but in my opinion, the Steelers are kind of overrated, and I don't know. Oakland just plays better at home, and now they're going on. This game is going to be so bad, man. I don't even know who to pick. I'm not going to pick the Raiders just because I hate them so much. I'm going to pick the Bengals 13-10. Freak it. Screw it. Gage?
I was going to pick the Bengals winning at 23-21, but I'll probably just flip it. Why not? I'll go with the Raiders winning this game 23-21. Yeah, they both suck, and it's a coin flip, so I'm just going to pick the Raiders on this one.
Yeah.
Not much more to say, huh?
Nope.
Yeah. All right. Next game. We got the Green Bay Packers going on the road to play Chicago. Last time these teams played was also in Week 1, where the Packers got a crazy second half comeback. Aaron Rodgers went down. He was limping, and he came back and he led them, and the Bears choked that game. Now, there is absolutely no way that the Packers are winning this freaking game. I think they're going to get blown out 28-10. This Chicago's defense is red hot after shutting down the LA Rams to just 6 points. A team who normally scores between 20 and 30 points a game easily. And yeah, I picked the Bears to upset. We picked the Bears to upset them, and they did. So yeah, there's no way. Green Bay, they showed a little bit of hope with firing finally the departure of Mike McCarthy. Thank goodness they got him out of there. And Aaron Rodgers actually played with a little bit of confidence against the Atlanta Falcons, and they won pretty decisively. But you know what? It's the Falcons at the end of the day, and the Green Bay Packers still suck. So the Chicago Bears are going to whoop them 28-10. Who do you got, Gledhill?
Yeah, I think the X factor in this game really could be the Green Bay defense. We'll see if they show up at all. If they do, maybe it could be close. If they don't, then I would agree it could be pretty ugly up there in Chicago. I guess you never doubt Aaron Rodgers, but I think because it's a rivalry game, I think it's gonna be pretty close. But I'm gonna take the Bears in this one, 27-24. Yeah.
Gage?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I got the Bears winning this game 23-20. Like you said, Eric, the Packers go off the mat without Mike McCarthy last week with an impressive all-around performance fueled by Aaron Rodgers. But they also are facing a much weaker Falcons defense at home. And now they're going to be facing a red-hot Bears unit. They'll see in Chicago, which is going to be really bad for them. I think Mitchell Trubisky's shoulder is still going to be, he's still be kind of rusty, not playing well. I think he'll keep Green Bay in the game. But this Bears defense is just too much for Aaron Rodgers. And the Chicago Bears will be the NFC North champions. So I got the Bears winning it 23-20.
All right, so you got it a little closer.
Yeah, I got a close game. I think Aaron Rodgers will pull something out.
All right. Next game, we have the Detroit Lions going on the road against the Buffalo Bills. You can get this one, Gage. Again.
I got the Lions. I just think Matthew Stafford's a way better quarterback than Josh Allen. I'm not sure. I really don't like both of these teams because I think Matthew Stafford's lost a lot of firepower. I don't think he has that many receivers now. But I just feel like the Detroit Lions is a better team than the Buffalo Bills, so I got low scoring, 17-10 Detroit Lions.
I got the Buffalo Bills, 27-23. I trust. I think Josh Allen's gonna make some good plays. He broke Michael Vick's record for rushing yards in a game, I think, last week, or rushing yards for his rookie year or something like that. Some stat like that. He's been playing good. If he can limit those turnovers, he can be a dangerous quarterback in the future. But he's still young. He's still learning. Picked the Bills last week against the Jets. They kind of let me down there. I'm surprised they lost that game, to be honest. But I don't know. I feel like Buffalo's been in a lot of games this year, but they still suck. And I just think Detroit plays terrible on the road. So I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills, 27-23. Close game.
Yeah. I think this one's a coin flip. Neither of these two teams is in a great position right now. But the Lions are definitely banged up on the defensive side of the ball. So.
And their offense literally did nothing against Arizona. They won the game 17-3, but no one did anything.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bills at home here. But, it could go either way. I'm going to say Bills win 16-13.
All right. But, yeah. Next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Baltimore Ravens. Gledhill, you can get this one too.
Alrighty. So the Buccaneers actually have the most passing touchdowns in the league. Actually, they're tied. Sorry, they're tied with the Saints. However, they do lead the league in interceptions.
Not shocking.
Yeah. Of course, with Winston and Fitzpatrick there. Unfortunately, Tampa Bay is a team that relies on the pass, and that does not really match up well with the Baltimore squad that ranks third in pass defense. I guess you could say the Ravens are also fairly one-dimensional, as Lamar Jackson really hasn't done a ton to benefit their subpar passing offense. But the Buccaneers have lost each of their last 5 road games. And this really is a huge game for the Ravens if they want to stay in the thick of the AFC North race. Obviously, with the Steelers losing last week, it kind of gives them some hope. I think they won on the backs of strong performances from their running backs. 24-13, Ravens win.
Gage.
Yeah, I got the Ravens winning at 27-17. Lamar Jackson at quarterback has reinstalled their running game and defense mentality. I don't think the Bucs will be run over by Jackson. They'll be run over by him, I think. And Jameis Winston hasn't looked too good, and neither has Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah, it's both one-dimensional passing game, but Baltimore's defense is going to be the key factor in this game, and they'll pretty much get to Jameis Winston pretty much easily. So, yeah, I got Ravens winning at 27-17.
I agree. I have the Ravens 23-16. Lamar Jackson and the squad are playing good. Defense is hard to beat at home, especially. And they're coming off a tough loss against the Chiefs, where I thought they were actually going to win that game for a second. But the Chiefs ended up coming through. And I think they're going to go back home, be pissed off from that game. And they're gonna pretty much play pretty well. They get a couple of interceptions and sacks on Jameis Winston or Fitzpatrick, whoever it is. I don't even know who it is at this point. And then, yeah, so I got it 23-16 Baltimore. All right. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals at Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to go with the Falcons. They're back at home. Both of these teams are terrible. The Arizona Cardinals are up in, they're terrible, but, some games they show some kind of hope, Like they beat the Packers a couple weeks ago, and they took it to the Chargers for a little bit of that game. They ultimately got blown out, but you know, and then they got killed by the Lions, 17-3 in a boring game. But you know, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Falcons. You know, they're at home. I feel like Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley is gonna get to this depleted secondary of the Arizona Cardinals, and yeah, they're gonna get a win, 24-13. This not gonna be anything interesting, anything special. So yeah, I got Falcons. Who do you got, bro?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think at this point tanking could be the best move for the Falcons. They have a flock of they're gonna have a flock of players come back from injury next year, and they are kind of sliding into that number 1 pick territory. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals in this one.
Oh,
It's gonna
okay.
be close.
Okay.
An upset on the road. So I'm gonna say 24-20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gage?
I got the Falcons winning it 24-10. Falcons showed signs of running the ball better in Green Bay before the game got out of hand, you know. I thought they were running it pretty solid, but I think they'll get back on track against the weak Cardinals run defense to end their 5-game losing streak. Arizona will have trouble piecing together enough offense around Josh Rosen to make a comeback, so that's why I got the Falcons just kind of winning this game. It is Atlanta, so 34-20.
Man, the Falcons have had a brutal schedule this year. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they've been playing a lot of good teams, and oh man, it's not good for them this year. So I don't know. The Falcons are either really good one year or they're just really bad. It's like you never know with them.
Yeah.
But Julio Jones is finally getting in the end zone. Thank goodness. He only had 3 touchdowns last year.
Finally.
Yeah. So, anyways, next game we have the Seattle Seahawks on the road in San Fran, 49ers. Who do you got, Gage?
I got Seahawks winning this 33-24. Seahawks need this win to clinch an NFC wildcard spot, and I think coming off their emotional Monday night win, they will start a little slow at the beginning as Nick Mullins will have some success against their secondary and with George Kittle, of course. And it is a divisional game, but in the end, I think Seattle will go back to controlling the action with its running game. I forgot who the running back is, but he plays pretty hard and
Chris
gets
Carson?
yards out of it. So, and their defensive front, once Russell Wilson has passed them to a comfortable lead. So I got Seahawks winning this 33-24.
Chris Carson? Is that your
Yeah,
target?
Chris Carson, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So yeah, who do you got going home?
I think this game could be closer than we think, but ultimately I'm going to take the Seahawks in this one. Obviously, they'll clinch a wild card spot with a win. They're playing well. They're playing really, really well right now. Obviously, I've said this time and time again. I think this might be Russell Wilson's best season, and could be Pete Carroll's best coaching job overall. Seahawks are going to be really dangerous in the NFC. So I'll take them in this game. I'll say 30-17.
I feel like a lot of games this week has just been a must-win for a lot of teams, you know. And this is another must-win for the Seattle Seahawks to stay in the wild cards hunt. Obviously, they're going to make the playoffs at this point because there's not really any teams that are a threat to come back and catch them. If at worst they'll move to 6th seed, but no, I don't. They're playing too good right now. 49ers got a big win over the Broncos, and was it George Kittle or Greg Kittle? I thought his name was Greg. Is it George?
I thought it was George.
Oh, I don't even know, bro. All I know is he's a stud, and he's been playing really well. So I think he'll get involved this game. But overall, I think Seattle's just a better team, and they played like 2 weeks ago in Seattle, and Seattle kind of killed them. But 49ers put up a fight. I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think. I think they'll win by 10, 27-17. I got Seattle. And then the next game, this would have been a really interesting game last year. It was an interesting game last year, but we have the Patriots going on the road to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. And last year they played in New England. Wait, did they play in New England last year, or was it Pittsburgh when they had the Jesse James catch?
Pittsburgh. I thought it was Pittsburgh.
I think it was in Pittsburgh. Yeah, so we have another rematch in Pittsburgh from the Jesse James catch, and because of that reason, I am picking the New England Patriots. You thought I was picking the Steelers. Nope.
I thought you were.
The Steelers have lost 3 games in a row. They have not looked good at all. I think they're overrated. I think they're going to get killed in the playoffs. And yeah, so Juju Smith-Schuster is outplaying Antonio Brown right now, and they're still trying to figure out who that number 1 receiver is over there. And yeah, New England, New England's overrated too. But they're the Patriots at the end of the day. I just think they're still somehow in the top 5 in the power rankings, even after all their losses this year have been to teams under 500, except the Titans. So I really hope the Patriots get whooped in the playoffs. I hope they do. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers are for sure. And yeah, both of these teams they're good, but they're not great. So, but like I said, you can never count out Tom Brady. And as bad as New England plays on the road, I think they're going to get a win, a close win. And I'm going to say that they win this game by a field goal. 28 to 25. Close game.
Cool.
So, Gage, who do you got, bro?
Well, this is my game of the week, man. This is going to be the game of the week. This is the game I'm going to be watching, but the Patriots and Steelers both suffered brutal losses in the final seconds against their opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because of the blocked field goal.
Yeah. So,
but it was still the Raiders, man. Come on.
Well, I think New England, though, is in better position to rebound this week, and that includes Rob Gronkowski also. Despite the Miami Miracle, I think, Tom Brady will go psycho Tom. They're like 3-11. Steelers are 3-11 versus Patriots since 2001. So psychologically, I don't know. I just feel like Tom Brady owns the Steelers. So I got this a high-scoring game. Patriots winning it 38-34. I choose Bill Belichick over Mike Tomlin any day.
I hope this is a good game, but I really don't see it being as exciting as it was last year, of course, because last year they were good, but they were really good. But the thing is what's it called? This is going to be the first time New England probably won't have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Normally they always do, and last time they didn't have home field advantage, they went into Denver in the AFC Championship and they lost, and Denver went on to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So hopefully this year they don't go to the freaking Super Bowl, because I'm tired of the Patriots winning, and I do not want the Patriots I don't want Tom Brady to get number 6. So please get beat in the playoffs, Patriots. I'm tired of you guys winning. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. You're right. At this point, the Patriots are going to be battling for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And they really do have to win out in order to earn to be able to stay at home as long as possible. Of course, the Steelers have been playing pretty poorly over the last month. Obviously, both teams had heartbreaking losses last week. I think the Patriots are going to come back and play really well here on the road. But because it is in Pittsburgh, I think the Steelers will keep it close. But, yeah, Patriots win 28-27.
All right. Next game, we have Sunday Night Football, Philadelphia Eagles at LA Rams. Not really much. I mean, Carson Wentz is out officially with back spasms. His season might be over. They might as well just sit him at this point, because I think it's over for Philly. They still think they can come back, but you know how Philly fans are. So, I think it's a wrap for the Eagles. They might as well just start Nick Foles. There's no point in trying to get an unhealthy Wentz in there. I mean, you can tell this year just the way he's been throwing the ball, he's not the same, and it's all mental right now. So he's got to get that mental game back. But y'all can worry about that next year, because pretty much y'all season's wrapped up, and it's going to be wrapped up after this Sunday, because I got the LA Rams putting the whooping on y'all, and y'all's depleted secondary 45-16. So, yeah. Who do you got, Gledhill?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams in this one. Obviously, you mentioned Wentz possibly being out now. Obviously, their defense hasn't played too great. Of course, they did force 3 turnovers against the Cowboys last week, which definitely should be noted. And they definitely could have won that game. But yeah, they're definitely on a downward spiral right now. I think that tip pass in overtime is going to haunt them this week.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm going to pick the Rams 35-21.
Gage?
Yeah, I have the Rams winning it 28-16. Eagles have allowed 341 yards per game on road, which is the most in the NFL. Jared Goff will not have that same performance that he did in Chicago and throw like 4 picks.
Yeah.
The bounce back game, him and Todd Gurley will, have the game of their lives probably because they want to, rebound after that terrible loss against Chicago. So, yeah, I got the game going, I want to say like 28-16.
That game was all set up for the Rams to lose, though. Like, going into it, tough game on the road. Going from L.A. to freaking Chicago where it's freezing, and Chicago just getting well prepared with their defense, and they played good, man. Actually, that game from that was not an offensive game at all because obviously Jared Goff and Mitch Trubisky both threw over 3 picks. So I think like a lot of people are saying that the Chicago Bears. I'm not going to get really all into this because we'll talk about it more in the playoffs. But me and my dad were talking about it. I think the reason the Chicago Bears, like, obviously they can win it because of how good their defense is, just like us. But the thing about the Bears is, I don't know about Mitch Trubisky. I think, especially with how bad he played against the Rams, like, their defense is going to have to bail them out. And I don't know. We can talk about that more when it comes playoff time. But I think if the Bears get beat, it's just going to be because of Mitch. I think it's going to be because of Mitch Trubisky. I really do. But anyways, yeah, like we said, the Rams are going to bounce back. So, but yeah, the Eagles have been getting pretty much demolished in yards every game, but they still somehow are in it. Like the Cowboys game, if you would have told me that we were going to put more than 300 yards on them, we outscore them or out yardage them by 300 yards, I would have said we would have won that game by at least 14 points. But, obviously it was close. It was overtime. But yeah. Anyways, so we all got go ahead, Hill. Have you picked or did you pick?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we all got Rams. Then we got Monday Night Football, New Orleans Saints at Carolina Panthers. This is the first time they're meeting this season. It's late. They meet this week and then week 17. So
yeah, exactly.
Gage, who do you got, bro?
Oh, I got Saints winning this 24-20. The Saints have had slow starts against the Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was kind of shocked how they played against them. They looked kind of awful in the first half. Only 3 points, I think, is all they scored.
It was 14-3 at the half.
Oh my god! But I think New Orleans Saints will bounce back. I think their team is legit. Spoiler alert: they might be my Super Bowl team, Super Bowl pick. So they just have so many good players. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara. Of course, Drew Brees is playing unbelievable. He just had really just that bad game against the Dallas Cowboys that kind of kicked him off the MVP spot and put Patrick Mahomes up in front. But yeah, I got the New Orleans Saints beating Carolina Panthers, close game, divisional game, 24-20.
Yeah, no, I don't really think it's much of a spoiler alert because for me at least, because the Saints have been my Super Bowl pick all year and it hasn't changed. Even after the Cowboys loss and even after the shaky start against Tampa Bay, this team is going to show up in the playoffs and they're going to have home field, so they're definitely my Super Bowl pick. But like I said, we can talk about that more when we get there. So, anyways, yeah. So I'll just go ahead and pick. I got the Saints 34-20. They swept Carolina last year. They actually ended up beating them in the playoffs too. So they swept them 3-0 last year. Don't see it being much different. Carolina's lost 4 or 5 games in a row, something like that.
5 games in a row.
5 games in a row.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they need to move on from Cam Newton.
Ooh, okay.
What?
What? Yeah. But yeah, losing. I mean, of course, the Panthers were seen as locks to be a wild card team after starting 6-2. But of course, they've lost 5 straight. Definitely not ideal when you're trying to get in a wild card spot, and it's even worse when you have to play the Saints in 2 of your last 3 games.
Yeah, rip.
So yeah, exactly. I think the Saints are arguably the most well-rounded team in the NFL right now. Could definitely win a Super Bowl. I'm actually rooting for them. If it's not the Cowboys, I'm definitely rooting for the Saints.
Yeah, me too.
With Drew Brees' career coming to an end here in the next few years or so. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Saints in this one. I think the Saints put 40 points on the board. I think it's gonna be 41 to 24. Saints win.
Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, it could be that way, especially with how Cam Newton and the offense has been playing. You know, it's kind of just all Christian McCaffrey, and their defense has been very disappointing as of late. But I was thinking about it. There's not really a lot of teams in the NFC playoffs this year that I hate. Like, I don't have a problem with the Saints. I'm rooting for them if we don't win it. I mean, the Bears are young. I don't have a problem with them. Their defense is good. I respect anybody that has a really good defense like that. And then, I mean, I guess the Rams are the least team that I like, or maybe the Seahawks. But I mean, I still like Russell Wilson. And then the Vikings. I was rooting for them last year before the playoffs came around, because they were my Super Bowl pick like for most of the year until I got to the playoffs and I changed it up, and then yeah, we all saw how that ended up. But yeah, so. Like, there's really not that many teams I really hate this year. I don't really care for the Vikings or the Rams, but, the Saints, if it's not us, then maybe it's them. So, yeah. All right. So, that's going to do it this week. You guys have anything else to add?
Nope. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly.
Go Cowboys. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.